I love your poster behind, by the way. Is that Peaky Blinders?
It's Peaky Blinders.
Good, I like it.
Tommy Shelby is something of a hero of mine.
Yeah. He's a big hero of mine as well.
Oh, good. Well, then we're like-minded. That's good.
Yes, definitely. I take it you've been watching the new series that's out, have you? Or can you get that yet?
It's not out here, man. Don't say anything, David. Don't say anything.
I'll say nothing.
All right. Hopefully it'll be soon.
Yeah, it's not on Netflix here. It's on our BBC One. So it's not. It's like live. It's like the next episode Sunday, so on. So it's good. It's a good one.
Damn. Okay. Well, at least it's out.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. I can't believe it's the end. That's horrible. But it is what it is. So what is going on? Tell me about your trading stuff here, man.
Yeah. So I've been trading now for, I'd say, a year, part of the group. And I've been around different strategies, and my lifestyle's changed in different circumstances now. So I found myself where my free time that I have is UK time, 6 a.m. to 9 a.m., where I am completely free to look at the charts. And I can probably look at them up until about 11 as well. So I have them on my side, like 9 to 11. And I've tried the bankers. I've tried longer term strategies where you're in it for hours and hours, maybe days. And I prefer to kind of get my pips and get out, if that makes sense, which everybody does, I can imagine. So where I'm at the moment is I am using, I've got the Ninja Matrix. I've got the Ninja Cater with the EMAs on. I have the DMI, which I think you showed on your video, I think, with the blue, the red line, green line, and the separate, where you did the orange line that went above as well.
Yes.
And I'm using that for entries and using the MACD as well, and just looking for divergence. And I'm at roughly break even now.
Okay.
Which I'm really proud of, which I'm happy with.
Right.
But I still feel like I haven't got exactly a set structure in terms of when I enter, or a confidence in it, if that makes sense. And that's where I'm at. So as I said, I got 3 hours in the morning now to trade.
So I'm gonna let you share your screen.
Yeah.
And you just show me what you got. Okay. Just pretend like I'm not here, and you go search for a trade.
Yeah, sure. So I was just looking a couple of hours ago. Let me just, where's my internet? There we go. So I've mainly been looking at Euro USD. And this is what I've been toying with. And this is just now. And I'm not normally on the charts now. But what I've been looking at is the divergence, which I'm quite decent at spotting. So I was looking here, and I can see, and this was done on ordinary candles, just by my own eye. If I go into ordinary candles and I bring up this here, I could see that there was divergence there. It's like, okay, there's divergence there. So if we go into, and this was when I was doing it live, so I go down to the 1 minute for entry, and then just following the ninja up after, because I'm looking for a buy, and we had the ninja. I do have a tight stop loss. It would have been below here. And that is where it would have, oh, sorry, I don't know what's happened here. It's gone completely blank.
Hit auto on the bottom right again. I think we just.
There we go. We're back.
There we go. Okay.
So that's what I've been just recently looking at over when I've had some free time today. My other strategy, what I've been playing with.
So this works. You won this trade. This works.
Yeah. I need to back test it more. I think I've got a confidence issue, and I don't know.
Okay, because this is winning here. The matrix says up. You got a ninja up.
Yeah.
You've got There was divergence there. Where did the divergence go? Is
The
it lower?
divergence was on the 5 minutes. On the 5 minutes, it was
There it is. Okay. So
I will
5-minute
pick this
divergence.
name.
Okay.
5-minute divergence. And I
But
didn't
that's
use
beforehand. Yeah, it's to the right. Yeah, yeah. Okay.
that. So that's what I've been looking at as well sometimes, going from the 15 down to the minutes.
So the trade you took technically. Oh no, there's other divergence down there, down the road. Okay. Okay. I see it. Yeah. So not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. Looks pretty good to me.
Yeah, it's just I was I don't know. I think it's more of me, if that makes sense.
Absolutely.
It's my belief, and because then I look back to here. If I look and I see, if I'm looking here for the divergence, I think I'm going to turn these off because it confuses me a little bit. And just I don't know, will it always work? I sometimes question it quite a lot.
Sure.
But
Okay, let's think. Show me more. Show me more.
Okay.
This is a good example of something that won. So let's keep looking.
So if I go back to this morning, and in fact, I won't go back to this morning because I know there was a lot of news our time. So if I go to the 22nd, I'll turn these off. So if I go to when I'm on the charts, which is so I'm on at 6. So let's say 6 is there. I'll put 605 in. On the 22nd. So if I'm looking there now, if I'm looking at that from that perspective, I can see that there. I can see that the divergence is there to there, or we could even have. Yeah, I'll go from there to there. Oh no, no, we're there. The divergence is there to there to there. So you've got higher lows, no, sorry, lower highs against lower lows, which means it's going, you just check this, means it's going up, I think, yeah. No, down, sorry, I get confused, right.
Okay.
Higher lows against lower lows, oh no, lower highs they are. It's going up, so that would contradict it. So this is where I start second questioning myself. But what? Okay, in fact, what I'll do. Sorry, Dalton, mate. I'll scrap that.
It's okay.
I'll show you what I've been doing.
Okay.
So this is what I've been doing and what I've been looking to practice. So if I go back to that time and date again, so I've been going off the 15-minute divergence. So if I put on my replay button to here, in fact, I'll put it. And I'm thinking, right, when I get the 15-minute divergence on here, then I'll get in. So if I'll go down to the 1 minute. So if I keep clicking, but then I get the 15-minute divergence there. So then I go down to, I've been thinking of going down to the 1 minute, waiting for this here, because I'm looking for cells to come back up and then give me a sign when them orange and then blue and orange cross.
Okay, so when they cross. Okay, go ahead. No, keep going.
When they cross.
Okay.
So you've had the hidden divergence, it's crossed, and then looking for it to go below the line.
The matrix is in agreement now. Oh, matrix is out of agreement. Okay.
I'm looking for them to cross there. But obviously, I don't think this one's a valid one because there we go to the divergence again.
No, keep going because this is how you work it out.
So there, so we're like, okay, I'm looking for a cell. We've had that there, where it's crossed into the red. I'd look at this and maybe go, okay, that orange is still pointing down. Now it's pointing up. So now I'll be like, okay. So if this was me now, I'd be like, right, I think it's we get in. So I'd bring on my Ninja Matrix, an indicator, sorry. And I'd go there, I'd put my stop loss just above, so like 4 pips. And I'd say, let's just go roughly 1%. So then I go done, then I'm out.
Okay.
And it would take me out.
Okay.
So that's what I've been toying with, but then I'm like, so I think I'm just a bit confused with.
Okay, so let's do this. And this is just a suggestion, okay? Because I think you're on the right track, and I think this is a good strategy. Okay, one, I think your stop loss is a little too tight. Okay, 4 pips is so tight, man.
Yeah.
So I gain that your stop loss is that tight because you don't want to lose too much.
Well, that would still be 1% in that 4 pips.
Okay, so let's back off. Let's back off so we can do a little bigger stop loss.
So I'll listen to you and then take action.
Okay.
Sorry.
So we need really, in my opinion, about a 10 pip stop loss minimum. Okay, because the market moves really quickly in 10 pips. So just adjust your lot size just a little bit bigger. Stop loss, okay, if we can. But even more important than that, I want to show you something. Because right now the market is kind of moving like a snake on your chart. If you will, damn, what is this? The Euro USD.
Euro USD.
Okay, will you just put it on auto?
Auto.
And now take everything off of your chart, just bare naked chart. There we go.
Like that.
And let's back out. Just back out as far. Go to the 5-minute chart, please.
Yeah.
Okay. And let's just back out. What are you're placing trades? No. You're finding trades on the 15-minute chart, right?
5 and 15-minute. I've been looking at. Yeah.
Tell me which one you look at the most.
I'd probably say the 15-minute.
Okay, let's jump to the 15-minute.
And this is all what I'm trying to do between like at London Open.
Sure. Hit auto again.
Yep.
Sorry, I'm kind of a stickler about that. Okay, so let's back out. Is that as far as it will let you back out?
What, in terms of that?
Yeah, there you go. Okay, so what's the highest point on the chart?
From what I can see here now is there.
Right. So if you would just put a line there for me.
Yeah.
There you go. What's the lowest point on the chart?
I would say from here it would be there.
Okay, just throw a line there. Okay, let's just for a second, let's hop to the 1 hour just for a second. Let me just take a peek at it.
Yeah. So I've been putting these on using a volume profile, these red and greens.
Okay, so we see here that from these 2 areas you've marked, we've got a high that we established, right? And we've been moving down to lower lows, right? Lower highs and lower lows. If you could just put a trend line on the top of that.
So on the top of the highest point so there?
Yeah, and just follow the candles down and do a trend line just like that. That's perfect. Okay, let's go back to the 15-minute chart.
Yeah.
Okay, so now what we want to do is get an idea of what the hell is going on this chart. You know what I mean? If you go to, so right where the price line is at, it's like you could put in another line there, another, you see how you've got support over on the left, right under the trading view logo? Yeah. And then you see you're right at that point right now as well. So if we could just throw another, there we go. Okay, so here's what we're doing. We're retesting this line. So we've got our trend line coming down, and we're also retesting this support resistance. I'm sorry, I always get those backwards. We're testing our resistance right here. So we're looking for a bounce right here.
Yeah.
And so before I ever use my indicators to guide me, I want to know what the hell is happening right now. Okay. And so what we've seen, if we back up just a hair, if you right here where you first marked your yellow horizontal where we had our support, we bounced off our support and we went back up.
Yeah.
And then we met our trend line and we started moving down our trend line, and then we busted through right where the 22 is at on the timeline. We finally busted through our support, right?
So there.
Yes. See how we busted through the support on the yellow line?
Yep.
Yeah. So we tested it once at 12 o'clock and then we busted through it again at 22. We went down, we found a lower support, and now we've gone back up and we've tested our resistance at the top again. Okay.
Yeah.
So this gives so rather than chasing the market, we're looking at the market to see what the hell are you doing? You know what I mean? So right here at this key level, then I would say, so like right here, we're looking for this to reject and go back down, right? We're looking for it to go down and bust the support at the bottom now. So now we would look for divergence here on the 5-minute chart. You know, it wouldn't be a good idea. Like if you go back to the 6 o'clock where it bounced off of the support at the bottom, that would be a really shitty spot to look for. Like if it had gone up, like it rejected there and started going up, no point in looking for downward divergence there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Because you're looking for upwards.
Right. Yeah. So this kind of boxes us in and gives us an idea of what the hell is going on here. You know what I mean? So that when you do come and look at your chart, you can at least say, what am I bouncing off of here? Where's the market actually headed, rather than just chasing this snake that just seems to be squirming through the dirt, you know?
That's what I'm doing.
Yeah, it's just kind of put some structure on it, you know? So now if you jump down to the 5-minute chart, now we know we'll be looking for throw your DMI back on, go ahead and throw your MACD back on. There you go. Throw your matrix back on. Yeah, an indicator, all that shit. So now we have an idea of what we're looking for. What we're looking for is in the next few, like next 15 bars, maybe 4 bars, whatever it is. At some point, we're going to bounce off of these, this resistance here and head back down. So now we know what we're watching for. Or we're looking for a big green, like this green divergence we just got. Is that going to send us through our resistance? You know, we're hoping, because it's a downward trend, we're hoping that we're going to get the red divergence here, and it's going to go ahead and force us down. So this, rather than chasing the snake through the dirt, this kind of lets you see what am I actually doing here? You know what I mean? Does that make sense?
It puts some, and I really like the analogy that you used of chasing the snake, because that's what I'm doing. I've got no idea where the price is going, just hoping it goes where the divergence says, with no actual sense and common sense behind it and reasoning.
Right.
Where now I can go, okay, well, if it get the divergence there and it goes down, then I've got a good kind of confidence. And I think that also ties in with the stop loss, because I want a short stop loss, because I don't trust that it's going to go where I'm predicting it to go.
Right. And so here with our stop loss, we would set our stop loss more up around the top red trend line, because that would obviously be the end of our trend, right? If it pops our trend line, we don't want to get involved with that. So set your stop loss at the trend line, and then your take profit is going to go down at the support level. Yeah. And that's going to give you like a 5-to-1 trade. And that's
pretty good.
to me, that's boxing in the market rather than chasing the market. And that's everything you're doing here looks good. Everything you were showing me looked good, except that we didn't know where it was headed. And so that's what I would say. Get kind of a compass bearing of, I'm taking divergence, but why? Well, because it's bouncing off this resistance, it's headed down to this support. Why did you set your stop loss here? Because this is my resistance. Why did you set your take profit here? Because that's my support. It's a downward trend. That's why, why did you take a sell rather than a buy? Well, because it's been on a downward trend for the last 4 days. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's giving more solidity, more substance behind your actual actions instead of just going, oh, divergence, I'm in.
Right. I find it's hard to set trades if I don't know where it's headed, and that's all market structure. And I've been doing a lot of research on market structure, but the market does exactly what it has done, so let's figure out, what it's going to do from what it has done.
Okay.
So mix this in, do a little research on market structure, man. Naked charts. So that's going to be learning to draw support and resistance. And I'm going to send you a video. I just found a really, really good video on this. It's like a 5-minute video that explains it really well.
Yeah.
I'll send it to you.
Thank you.
And you want to look for videos on Forex by Forex trades based on supply and demand. That's what we're looking for: supply and demand, and market structure. And I'm not telling you to, hey, I'm on a call, buddy. Go on. No, go on. I'm not telling you to change your trading style to this, right?
Yeah.
I'm just telling you to learn this and bring it in to your trading to give it structure.
So when it's at a structure support and resistance or supply and demand zone, I can then go, right, let's look for the divergence, which gives me the indication that it's going to move from this zone.
Right. Because if we go, okay, so where, let's say like right at, I guess it would be right at 7 o'clock. We're on this green upward trend, the strong upward green trend. No way in hell I'm taking a sell here. Even if it gave me divergence, no way in hell I'm taking a sell here, right? Because I know that I'm headed up to market structure, right? Yeah. It's just not going to happen. Yeah. Right. I'm just going to wait till we get to structure and wait for it to turn around. There's a mind shift that comes from chasing the market to making the market come to us. I know there's a big need to sit down, and I went through this. When I come and sit down to trade, I want to trade. Yeah. Right. But that's how most people feel, and that's why 90% of people lose their money. So we got to do something different than the other 90% of the people. You know what I mean? And that means that we have to be patient. We have to wait for the market to show us clear signs of what the hell is going on. Yeah. This is looking good right here at 9 o'clock. You've got, and it's the same thing here, man. Let me show you. Okay. If you go to at 22, right at the top of that red, yeah, draw a trend line from the top there down to 9 o'clock. Yeah. Right around there to 9 o'clock. Just like that. Perfect. Yeah. So this works on smaller time frames too. So we see we're on a downward trend here, and then it's broken and we move to an upward trend. So let's do another trend line from looks like about the 7 o'clock low up to the 9 o'clock high. There we go. Go ahead and extend it out. Yep, keep going. There we go. And now we see it's broken again. So we can see we were on a downtrend on a smaller time frame than we were on an uptrend, and now we've broken again and we're on a downtrend. And we can see we had a high, right? The high was at 9 o'clock, and then we had a lower low at about 10, and then we had a lower high at about 11. So this is a downtrend again. We should be expecting a lower low here to come about 12 o'clock if things are moving with this pattern. Yeah. So right. So yeah. So it should go boom, 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 right. Boom. Okay. Right. Because we see we've got the high, lower high, higher low. We're on a downward trend on the 5-minute. You see how we're kind of boxing this in and figuring out what the hell is going on. Now use your divergence. Now when you say, well, why did you enter the trade, James? Well, because on the 15-minute time frame, I was on a downtrend. On the 5-minute time frame, uptrend had just ended. We're moving into a high, lower low, lower high. I got the downward divergence. We should be headed towards the resistance that is set, or the support that is set at the bottom. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, so you're justifying your decision more thoroughly than just, oh, it's divergence, I'm going to get in.
Right. We know why now. We know why is there divergence. Yeah, and we know why we're only taking sell divergence. We're not taking any buy divergence here, because that wouldn't make any damn sense whatsoever.
And if it does go up, it goes up, and that's okay, because what we're predicting is that divergence down.
Right.
Okay.
Right.
That makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
You're welcome. If it does,
shall I see what happens?
No, hold on. I want to show you one more thing. So right here, I want you to draw this trend line. I want you to draw this trend line from the 7 o'clock low again, but I want you to hit a trend line that hits that bottom, that low at 10 o'clock right there. Yeah, hit that right there. So I want you to see that this could also be headed towards a high and breaking trend. You see we had a low, a higher high, a lower high, and then we could have a higher high up above. So I want you to see this is kind of a dangerous place to be. So we're looking right here. You've boxed in the market, and the market has to decide right here: am I a buy or am I a sell? Right? You see, it's right at a decision point. So right here, there's going to be a breakout candle. Right here, the market has to decide what it wants to be. So your next divergence here is going to be, I would think, a pretty strong divergence. Yeah, play it forward. Let's see what we get.
So the next divergence. Oh,
there it is. It made a decision.
So you'd see that, and you'd think you go down to the 1 minute.
So I would wait for it. I would wait for it to break. Right. Let's do a trend line. Yeah, right there. I would wait for it to because this could be a fake out. This could be a big fake out.
And it looks like it could. No. Oh. Yeah. So it probably was a fake out that there.
See, we've got upward divergence. You see the upward divergence at the bottom? See, it was a fake out. It was a fake out.
So would you advise then doing this on, say, the 15 minute, going for the trend, then going down to the 5 minutes, and then looking at this and going, right, and then looking for the fake outs?
So the deal is when we look at a trade, and it's obvious this is what's happening, like when we first set it up, and then I said, wait a minute, now this could be a fake out. That's because 90% of people say, yes, this market is going one way. You have to revisit it and think, okay, if 90% of people lose their money here, what is the 10% saying that I'm not seeing, right? And that was the fake out. That was the upward movement here, which we waited on, and we would have caught. But the market did obey its rules. We found the lines. We knew that something was about to happen here, and it had to obey its rules. So now we know this was upward divergence. That would have been a good trade.
So would you go back and look into back test this? Just go back on a naked chart, draw the lines on, and
that's what I do. That's what I do. I research market structure on a completely naked chart. And then when it's time for me to get in to the trade, I turn on my indicators to help me out. Now, on all these trend lines, the market leaves and it retests. And that's how we know. Let's advance just a hair.
Yeah.
Just nice and slow. Let's advance. Damn, that's a strong breakout, isn't it?
Yeah, maybe some news, maybe. What happens? So
now look, it should be testing here. Let's see what it does. Yep. See how it obeyed it stuck to the trend line. It tested the trend line.
So you'd now be thinking, I don't know.
I'd be watching my indicators for another buy.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks like, and then so if I'm looking at here now, I'm seeing it's created higher highs. Right. This could potentially be
another higher high.
Yeah.
What it's fighting against right now is its last high right there at, it would be like 1230. It's fighting that right there. It's fighting the top of that right now. There it goes. So that is technically a higher high. Let's see what it does now.
Got some divergence.
Watch your divergence. Yeah. We're going to be looking for upward divergence here. Let's see how low this goes.
So draw that out there still, would you? And just keep watching it.
Definitely. Oh, look at it obey. All right. Let's see what it does.
So going to retest. And that was the retest, you think? There, maybe?
So we're still on an upward trend. We've got a high, low, higher high. Let me, yeah, keep going. See what it does.
So would you be putting a trend line on now?
Not yet. I want to see where it stops here now. Let's see what it's trying to get done here. So that's our low. Yeah, so we could move our trend line down. That's our new lower low there.
So like here. Oh no, sorry. So here.
Yes. And now we've got upward divergence. We bounced off the trend line. Let's see if we took a trade here, let's see what we would get.
So I would have gone probably down to the 1 minute maybe to get in on that divergence, but
it's consolidating now.
Yeah, it isn't it. What time is it? Oh, 7:30 now.
It's still obeying the trend line. No, that's gone into consolidation. That's a dangerous place to be. But the rules, let it play out. I'm so curious how this ends up. Let it play out. I want to know what it busts the trend line. Yeah.
No. It's just in consolidation. It's just consolidation right now.
And of course you can just box this out and trade the consolidation because it'll burst out. And of course, in consolidation, we're not trading anyways. So we would just not play with this. We would just go to another market. You could box this, put an alert on it. If you like this market, box it, put an alert on it so that when it did break out of consolidation, you could come back to it and trade again. But at least but again, without trend lines, you're not going to necessarily even know that you're in consolidation. You know, the consolidation was obvious. It burst the trend line and then went sideways. And we want nothing to do with this. Do you know how to tell when the market comes out of consolidation?
I think it's when you have it pushes out of the box and then pushes back in and it shoots up. So if
it comes out, retests it, and leaves. So draw a square around this box.
Yeah, please correct me if I'm incorrect there. So I'd probably put it, my consolidation, I'd put maybe.
Yeah, just a smidge higher. Yeah, right, like that. There you go. It's gonna be so that was our higher high. Come off of that.
Sorry.
We're gonna go into the box. There you go. That's where consolidation started. Right, like that. That would be my consolidation if I was you. Yeah.
So
it should come out and retest.
So it's, and when you say come out, you want that's a come out.
Yes, it should drop out. It should have a candle that closes, that starts and closes completely out of the box.
Yeah,
and then it will retest the box.
And there's your retest. There, is that right?
Yeah. Let's see how it acts. Let's see if it's a fake out or see if it's right. No, we moved out. Good. Yeah. So that was our test and retest and our move out. Good job, man. Good job.
So it's just putting that box there, waiting for it to come out, come the retest, and that's when you get in on the retest, and then.
Yeah, they say like a full healthy bar has to close outside the box. And when a full healthy bar closes outside the box, it'll come back and retest. And then that's a pretty good sign. Of course, the market does whatever it wants, but that's a pretty good sign. Most of the time it's over. And that held true here. So this is called market structure. And you see how this is very useful, because if you had been following this consolidation and then it was time to trade and you saw it came out of the box and retested, well then it's time for a sell, and you would watch for your downward divergence from there. So I'm going to send you the guy that did this video, and
I really appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, no worries. And then work this in, see how this does for you. At least get a little structure. Why you are trading the way you're trading, and then hell, hit me up in a week or whatever. We can revisit it and see what the hell's going on.
I'm going to spend all weekend because my girlfriend's away all weekend, so this is what I'm going to be doing for quite a bit of the weekend. So would you advise then with this strategy, if I'm really available 6 till 9 really to analyze the markets, and then maybe till 11, would you advise now picking maybe 5 pairs to follow over the weekend and back test them throughout the whole day, or just back test the times that I'm free and available?
Just back test the times you're free and available. So if I was you, I would turn on my volume indicator and go through charts and see which charts have the highest volume when you're trading.
So wait there. So the volume indicator.
Yes. So just turn on volume. And then, okay. So look, click, just clear out your chart. Turn all this shit off real quick. Stuff off.
Yeah.
There we go. So just go to volume in your indicators.
Which is that one.
Just straight up. No,
volume?
Not fixed range. Yeah, just volume. There you go. There you go. So what are your trading times?
So my trading times are from, I'll put a little line on. So it's from there to when I can look at the charts there.
So that's not horrible. You're definitely at the beginning of the volume of that day. For this chart, so it's going to start slow and then build most likely.
And would you then, because I can probably, the latest I can probably do it is probably till 11 before we notice I'm not doing much at work. so and you, because you can see it's almost it's increasing that volume, isn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep, and that means it's a good time to trade. So if you're going to pick 5 charts, like see how to the left how the volume's so low. So zoom out. Go just zoom out as far as it will let you zoom out. You have to hit the auto again, or whatever. You see how the volume's high low at the bottom. So that's obviously when that market's open and that market's closed. So when you choose your chart, just take a quick peek at the volume at the bottom and say, is this chart?
You can see there, can't you? You can see it building from 6 a.m. there UK time to 9 a.m. it builds. So you can almost go, well, I can almost maybe expect it to be a little bit slower, and then it's going to peak and go which direction.
Right.
That's a really useful thing, that is. Thank you so much for that.
You're welcome. So choose your 5 charts that show good volume. Try not to repeat things. So don't trade the Euro CAD maybe, because that's going to be the same as the Euro USD pretty much. Maybe don't trade if you trade the Euro GBP, that would be in your time frame. You could trade the just nothing to do with the Euro JPY might be okay.
GBP maybe, or will that mark Aussie be closed, won't it?
Yeah, Aussie will be closed, but just check the volume. Just if you like that one, just go check the volume on it and see what it does. Just don't trade charts that move the same, because if you miss it on one, you miss it on both. And it's why the hell did I do that? You know what I mean? So try to get charts that are independent from each other.
That's brilliant. Thank you so much. That gives me more confidence behind the decisions that I'm making, and
good.
And I think it was interesting what you said as well about when people come on the charts and they want to trade. Like, trading's more than being in a trade, isn't it? It's the analysis, it's the prep, it's the
yes.
one trade.
Sometimes my wife will ask me how my trading day was, and the only thing I can say is I didn't lose money, but I know why I didn't lose money. I knew it was a bad day to trade. You know what I mean? I knew everything I watched was in consolidation. I didn't get on and just lose money because I felt like it was time to trade. I knew enough not to trade, you know? And that's part of it. That's, you know, knowing when to go, knowing when to stop. So you can't, it's like football. You can't always be on offense. Sometimes you have to be on defense. Sometimes you have to cut it out.
I started recognizing, sorry, what were you going to say? Sorry.
No, go ahead.
No, I started to see that me not taking trades was me actually growing, because I would have been in trades that would have actually just been like, nah, not very good.
That's right. And that's a big part of it. Knowing, you know, if somebody's losing money and they say, man, I got in this trade, and you don't have to say, man, that just didn't look like a good trade to me. Well, you know, that's experience. You know what I mean? I want to tell you one more thing. The more times a line is hit, the more valid it is. If you, at the top of your box, at the top of your consolidation box, if you just draw a line there, and you'll see that 3 times the market bounced, go to the left further. There you go, right there. Yep. 3 times the market tested the zone and rejected.
Okay.
So it rejected once at like 13, it rejected again at like 22, and then it went for it again at 4 o'clock. And so that we didn't notice that earlier, but this is part of market structure. It rejected once, it rejected twice. Here it comes again the 3rd time. We know that the likelihood of it rejecting again is very high, because the more times the market respects a level, the more powerful it becomes. And you can tell because the candles will be big, 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 and then if the candles stay big, then they're probably going to crush through a zone. But if the candles start getting shrinking down, like look here, see where it tested the top and the candles got real small at, let's see, 22. No, to the well, yeah, even there. See how the candles got smaller. Yes. Now this middle one, see how and then move to the right. The next retest was just a test with the wick. And then the retest after that, the next one down to the right, the candles got little bitty and they were tiny. And so we can tell when the candles start squishing their heads and just reaching out with wicks, we know that there's a lot of resistance. But look here where the market broke through, way over on the left at 12 o'clock. Look how big those green candles are when they broke through. Further to the left, right there, down. Go down right there where they broke through that trend line. You see how they backed up and punched through that red trend line we had? That's power. And now if we go way over to the right, all the way to where you stopped the candles, see how the candles are real big and red right there, and they punched through, right? So we can kind of gauge, like when we're anticipating, is the market going to turn? Is the divergence valid? Well, are the candles like squishing their heads against the resistance and support, or are they like getting ready to just knock the crap out of it? You know what I mean? We see, and we see here, like where it retested the resistance at 6 o'clock. I'm sorry. You see how the volume's real low? And then over here on the right at 11 o'clock, the volume is very high. So it was the volume that crushed that zone.
Yes, the volume was actually, and you can see that there's a difference in volume between here, and here, and what
look how low the volume is on the other retest as well. That retest at 22. Look how low that volume is there as well. It just wasn't there. It was just a low volume area. But down here where it punched through was a high volume area. So use these tools, and then when you get your divergence, because I think you're trading divergence correctly, it's just, are all the other things in the market ready for that divergence to be valid? Is there enough volume in the market to support divergence? Even if there is divergence, is there even any volume to support it? You know what I mean?
You'd look and say, right, there's divergence. Maybe if you got divergence, I don't know, here, you'd be like, well, the volume's low. So probably not. And then if you're looking here, okay, it's still a little bit low. Then when it starts picking up here, you're thinking, so people are putting there's money in the market.
Right.
So it's going to move somewhere. It's just, where's it going to move?
Right. And that's when the volume picks up. That's when we start looking for a divergence. We rejected off of the support, the resistance at the top. We rejected. We're headed down. The volume's high, so you get a red divergence on the 5-minute. Bam. Yeah, we're going for it. Yeah, we're going for it.
It makes a lot of sense. So you're waiting for that breakout there. You're waiting for the retest because that confirms, and then when you start seeing the wick, it hasn't closed in that box or really quite near. You're like, right, next candle. You're thinking it's, and then you put your stop loss probably. Yeah.
Turn your divergence back on now, and let's just take a peek at what the divergence looks like right here, and see your divergence would have told you right there, that it was time to go. Yeah.
Yeah. And you look at this here as well. That's opened up. Across the line. Yeah, and I'd be interested to see what it looks like on the 1 minute as well. You get a lot more. You get a lot more indications.
And we know why at this point. We know why, and when you move down a time frame, just know that support and resistance work the same way. So, how far is the market going to go? Mark support and resistance on that time frame, so you'll know what the rules are. It'll help you to set your stop losses, and it'll help you to set your take profits.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes thank you. That makes a lot of sense, and especially that seeing that volume and understanding about that break come back up. Expect the retest.
Yes.
Sometimes if I let's say got into this here now, like here, probably in the divergence, I'd probably put my stop loss above here or around here somewhere. That's where I'd probably put it. And then I see that come up, I'd have confidence because I go, well, it hasn't actually entered the box. And if it does, I'm going to get out because it's probably a fake out.
On the 1 minute, it tested 3 times. And that validates it. If it tests it, you see it tested it on the inside. It tested it 3 times on the inside, and then it crossed out, and then it tested it 3 times on the outside, and then moved away from it. These tests and retests, the testing from the inside, crossing out, and testing from the outside, man, that's stuff you just cannot ignore. It's you have to take the market structure into consideration.
Yeah, you have to accept it and actually realize that it's showing you.
Yes,
because if you draw a line there, as you said, like at the edge of the box.
See how much sense that makes.
Yeah, it does make a lot of sense.
Yeah, and then if you get green divergence there, man, I'm just not going to do it right now. I know where the market's headed. I'm going to trade with the trend. Obviously, that's a downward trend on the 1 minute chart. Only take the red divergence.
Yeah.
Wait till it's bouncing its head off of resistance. There's a whole, man, I'm going to say most successful traders only trade support and resistance, man. I mean, they wait till they're hitting a zone and trade the zone, so yeah, when it's hitting its head on that resistance right there, yeah, that's a great time to enter a trade.
Yeah, it's showing, and here you wouldn't be getting them for buys because you're still in that consolidation box, aren't you?
Right.
And then something comes out, you're thinking, oh, okay, and then you probably may enter maybe here, maybe, I don't know, with the divergence, but it gives you then confidence when it does come back up. You're like, well, it's broke out, and it's going to retest a couple of times, and it will drop.
Right. So so again, we lose trades and we win trades, and a lot of times we lose more than we make. But you see, even if you had entered that trade and lost, which it doesn't look like you really would have, ultimately, even if you had to enter that trade on the third time, you would have followed that trade down however many, let it go down. How far did it go down the last time? It went a long ways, man. So on your last one, you would have done really well on that trade. So even if you missed the little retest on the breakout, you would have done well.
Does it normally test 3 times?
That's so random, man. It's so random. Yeah. So the lower you go on the time frame, the more you're going to see it. So on the 15-minute chart, it was just one test. right? And even on the 5 minute, it was just one test, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Oh no, the 5 minute would have been 2 tests.
I think it was once. I think maybe let's have a look. Oh yeah, so 1, 2, 3, maybe. Yeah, 3. Yeah.
Okay.
But it gives you confidence to stay in the trade.
Yeah. So yeah, and so when you set your stop loss, look for, like, if you say I'm on a downward trend, this is what I'm trading. Look at what invalidates your trade and set your stop loss there, right? If everything's moving this direction and you're following the trend line, whenever it breaks that trend line by 3 or 4 pips or 5 pips, the trade's over. I mean, what you thought the market was doing, it's no longer doing. And let that be the meter of your stop loss, rather than just an arbitrary number.
So like that there. Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. So stop loss.
You entered
so
there,
if it would have re-entered, go up just a hair, go inside that consolidation zone.
Yeah.
A lot of people say 50% of the consolidation zone is a good place to set a stop, because if you go to the other side of the consolidation zone, obviously there's other things happening. I would have gone to that little bitty red candle, just below. Yeah, go down right there. I would have gone just above that guy right there personally.
Yeah, I think I would have. What would that be? And then you just draw that trend line. You'd see it test. It tests there and breaks. Oh no, it breaks. And yeah, well, a nice little trade.
Yes.
And then the volume.
And you know why? Yeah. And you know why? It wasn't just lucky. It wasn't just the market happened to do this for me. It was, I knew what the market was going to do, and you didn't chase it. You boxed the market in, and you knew what the hell was going on.
That's really, really helped. Thank you.
Good.
Really
You're welcome.
It's giving me just clear head. If that makes sense.
Good.
Clear my head. Could I have a copy of the recording if that's okay?
Absolutely. I'm going to throw it in the messenger video for you.
Yeah, that's great.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll just send it to you right after we're done here. I got to find it on my phone, but watch it. He's got like 6 videos. Watch them all. They're all like 5-minute videos. He's like 16 years old maybe or something. He's like a freaking genius, man. He wins like 5 trades in like 30 seconds. He's just going through setting support and resistance and trend lines, and I'm thinking like, holy shit, dude. Wow. Like, he's like a prodigy. But he only put out 6 videos, and then he hasn't put out anything else in a long time. So whatever. Even if
Probably can't get a good signal in the Bahamas.
Shit, man. He was good, man, or he is good. Yeah, he's probably a freaking millionaire now. But yeah, I'll send it to you. Okay, so listen, I'll let you go. I know you got to go. Hit me up in a week.
Yeah, first of all, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate that. And if there's anywhere I can leave, if you've got a page where I can just leave a quick review or anything like that, please let me know.
Man, definitely in the Facebook group, let people know that they can come to me for help. Let them know that that you got something out of it. I have a Facebook group called the Forex Help Group, I think is what it's called. I'll send you a link to it. Yeah, just go in there. Yeah, join that and say hey to everybody. And yeah, if you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you. I'll leave because it's not late here, but it's late. What I'll do is I'll leave the review tomorrow, if that's okay. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, I have a YouTube channel too, and I have a man. I'll just send you all my shit. I'm trying to build a brand. Yeah. I have a website that I put all my videos on. So if you want any more training videos, just join that site and you'll get a link to them. Yeah, please, literally everything. Just send it in that chat, and I can go through it. Yeah, just send it everything, and I'm really starting to immerse myself in the learning. And thank you. You're welcome, man. Make this a long-term goal. Don't get frustrated at yourself. Take the wins, take the losses, and just say, I will do this until I get it, and just don't back off of it. Yeah. And I will. I will. And yeah, it's given me a lot of confidence. So thank you. Good. Okay. I'll talk to you next time, bud. Yeah, and I'll speak to you in about a week's time. Just drop me a message, and yeah, just send it all in the chat, and I'll follow up tomorrow.